Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How is your day today? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is good for you. I have a box here. And inside this box is something I really want to show you and I need your help with. I need your advice on. But before we can open this box, before I can talk to you about what's in this box, I need to fill you in on the backstory. And in particular, that backstory is about a game that I designed years and years and years ago. Not that long ago. It's only a couple years ago. So in 2012, my first published game, which I should have brought here, called Scallywags, was published by a publisher named GameRight. And I immediately thought, wow, that's really awesome. I'm now a published game designer. And I felt like I had to kind of seize the reins of that. So I started designing a lot of games. And I set up a website and I had a blog where I talked about game design, constantly talked about game design, joined Twitter, got kind of a decent sized following for a nobody essentially, a few thousand followers just talking about game design and games. And I kind of opened myself up to game designers. Like, what do you want to know about game design? What do you want to know about the design process? What do you want to know about the publishing process? What do you want to know about industry stuff? And I got tons of emails and advice, requests. And one of the things I got a lot of was Kickstarter requests. Like, people wanted to know how to publish their game on Kickstarter or what I thought about the Kickstarter process. Because Kickstarter became like, if you couldn't get your game or you didn't want to get your game published by a traditional publisher, Kickstarter was an option. You could raise money and you could do it all yourself, and you would have complete creative control. Whereas if you sign your game over to a publisher, you forfeit your creative control. The publisher is going to change it, and you might not like it. And so I got a ton of questions wanting to know about Kickstarter, and I didn't really have any actual working knowledge of the platform other than I had seen it, this boom on Kickstarter for board games. So I decided to run a Kickstarter, and that's what this is. This game is called Pull. It was successful on Kickstarter. I think I sold, 300 or 400 copies. I don't even remember how many I sold. But it wasn't enough to warrant me doing anything more with the game. So it was a one-shot, one and done. This was the game. I had set this Kickstarter up kind of in a two-tiered system. I knew that I could pull this off for the price I was charging with a print-on-demand publisher called The Game Crafter. And at the same time, I thought it was possible that this could take off and be successful enough. So I had set up a second tier, essentially, that I would print in China, like a full-fledged print run. And that was just in case. That was my fallback plan. Well, I didn't end up selling enough on Kickstarter to warrant a full-fledged production run. I knew I wasn't going to be able to sell any excess. So I just went with the one-shot, one and done. And because I had started this process essentially as a learning experience, I wasn't interested in making a profit on this game. And in fact, this game is a card game about trap shooting, and it is a trick-taking game. And those are two, trick-taking games are hard to sell on their own, let alone one about trap shooting. So I ended up making a profit on this. I ended up making a pretty decent profit, like $800 or so. And I felt weird about that. I don't want to say I felt bad because that's not true. I had gone into this process wanting to gain experience about the platform so that I could share that experience with the world. And instead I came out of it with that experience and profit. And I wasn't interested in profit. I was just interested in the experience. So what I did with that was I decided to take the profit and make this game. Which I don't have a box for, but this game is called Me Booty, and this game is a pirate-themed game, which is essentially my remake of my first published game. That was Scallywags, the game that I told you about. I took that game and turned it into a card-only game, and I really like this game. I think this game is very, very good. But I felt weird about it because, you know, it's a pirate-themed card game about collecting treasure, which I had already done one of and was already published. So I didn't want to do this on Kickstarter. I didn't want to do this any other way, you know, through traditional publishing or whatever. So what I decided to do was take the $800 that I had made, print up 100 of these, and give them away. That's exactly what I did. I did 100, and it was actually about 120 print run, because I gave some to playtesters, people who helped me make it. And the rest I took in a backpack to Gen Con, and I gave them away. And it was a blast. I absolutely loved giving this game away. I had so much fun doing it that I decided to do it again the next year. And so the next year came, and I needed to design a game, and so I did it. And I did it right here on this channel. So if you go back a few years, there's a playlist of me designing a game. I'll link it up here so that you can watch it. I think it was about 4 or 5 videos, and I designed a card game called Madder Than a Hatter 100% right here in front of this camera. Not this camera, it was a different camera at that time, but that experience or that experiment, however you want to say it, eventually led to this show, right? So I designed another game, and I couldn't afford to give it away on my own, solely on my own dime, so I found a couple of friends who were willing to throw a little bit of money into the ring to help me publish it. And that year I was able to print 150 copies and give those away. And I haven't repeated the giveaway. I would like to. I think I'll do it again in the future. I just have to find the game, and I have to find the way to finance the game. But in the end, I printed a game called Madder Than a Hatter. And like Me Booty, I really like Madder Than a Hatter. It's actually a really good card game. And I kind of forgot about it. Well, recently somebody has mentioned it. Hey, you know, I really like that game. What did you do with it? I said, well, I never did anything with it. So I pulled up the files, kind of touched it up a little bit. I made one little rule change, which I think will help the game along. And I ordered a couple of decks, and that's what this is. So this, again, is ordered from the Game Crafter. The Game Crafter has matured a bit since the last time I printed cards with them. I can now get nice gray core card. What the heck? I don't even know how to open this box. So we'll just tear it. I can get nice gray core cards. I can get a beautiful printed texture. But this is the game. This is a game called Madder Than a Hatter. And I ordered just 2 for now because I want to see what to do with these. This game, it does have a nice little texture on it. This game is a small card game. It's actually smaller than the other one. I did 100% of the artwork. So from these character cards to the cool logo to all of the hats, this is all my artwork, 100% done by me. And I think this game deserves a life. And that's what I need your help with. If you watch the playlist, you can see how it's played. I made one small change, and wow, these cards are really nice. If you haven't ordered from the Game Crafter recently, these cards are like vastly superior to their previous cards, and they're actually, you can't see through them because they're like playing card material. These are awesome. The freaking colors are super vibrant. I'm actually really, really, really impressed by this. Sorry. So I want to know what to do with this. I want to know if you have an opinion. My first thought was maybe I should put this on Kickstarter and do it again. Repeat the Kickstarter process and see what happens. Maybe people will buy this. My other thought was I can just order 20 of these at a time and sell them on my website. If you were interested in the game, then you'd be able to buy it. Or my last option is I just put it up for sale on the Game Crafter. Like, you can go buy Me Booty right now. You can go buy Pull right now from the Game Crafter. I'll put links in the description if you're interested in buying these games. And maybe I'll just do that. But I need to know what you think. Should I do a Kickstarter? Should I maybe try to find a publisher? Whatever we decide as a group, I will document the process a little bit better than I did last time. Because I think there's a audience for that. So please, let me know. Comments down below. Should I kickstart it? Should I try to get it published? Or should I just sell it on my own? Kind of as a special little thing that Chevee does. If you like the game, you can get a copy of it, but you have to find me, or something like that. Or should I just print a bunch more and give them away? I don't know. I'd love to hear what you think. That's why I did this episode. So thank you for watching, and thank you for being here. I'm going to go kind of look over all of this, make sure the rules look good and everything else looks right, and see what I need to change, if I need to change anything. Plus, I think I just heard the girls come home, so I'd like to go see my girls. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for letting me know what you think I should do with this game. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from Wikipedia. Where is the United Nations? The headquarters of the United Nations is a complex in New York City. The complex has served as the official headquarters of the United Nations since its completion in 1952. It is located in the Turtle Bay neighborhood of the borough of Manhattan on spacious grounds overlooking the East River. I had no clue. I actually thought it was in Europe, but you know, it makes sense that America would claim it.